Hey folks, welcome back to MusicalConman plays Slay the Spire. Today, we've got our Ascension levels, so we're going to take another shot at Silent. My voice might be a little funky today, because I had a lot of hot sauce last night. But, yep, got my glass of water, and hopefully we'll make it through it. So, I don't really love card transforming. Transform a card can be good. Obtaining a curse to transform 2 cards, not so good. But I like a random common relic pretty well. Let's look at our map. So, we can do 4 hallway fights, campfire elite. But that means we take a hard hallway fight before we've gotten an upgrade or a relic. We could do campfire elite. And this way there's more elites. But if we did this, we could do campfire elite. So that's 2 campfires and up to 3 elites. But it's a lot of hallway fights. With that said, we could go to a shop. We could go this way. This is pretty safe. Campfire elite, or campfire elite shop. We don't want to start at this node if we go that way, because then we'd do 5 hallway fights in a row. That's ridiculous. Let's get a relic and see what we get. Art of the Snake. If you don't play any attacks during your turn, get extra energy next turn. And then we get another hallway fight right after the elite. But I think we can do it on Ascension 6. At Ascension 20, I would say we should not do that. So, a lot of damage coming in. I think it makes sense to just block it. Wow, they keep hitting, huh? Alright. Let's get this one down to 12, so it dies to 2 strikes. And then we can full block again. And hopefully next turn one of them will do something other than attack. Both of them, of course. Okay. Alright, well, a few spooky moments, but no damage. Take a very strong cultist potion, and I like a bouncing flask a lot. It works well with Art of War. We get extra energy if we don't play attacks, and that is a non-attack that costs a lot of energy. Alright. Neutralize, survive, and I will totally take 1 damage to get that 9 poison active. Alright, and now we get to deal another 18, so this fight is over. Pardon me. Wow, another cultist potion? Those are pretty rare potions. Well, we can definitely keep those in mind. Take a dagger throw? Take a flying knee. I like the card manipulation more than the energy gain usually. Let's keep on going. Okay, we could get gold in exchange for health, but we're also going to be going to a lot of fights. We will go to a shop afterwards though, and we have some really strong potions. I'm going to give away the 11 health. Give me a bouncing flask. No, that's fine. Pretty good turn 1. 24 damage. I think we're meant to take 1 here. This deals... Okay, this deals 9 this turn, 8 next turn, 7 the turn after that. Otherwise, we have to play 5 strikes to kill it. Do we think we can play 5 strikes while fully blocking? I don't think so. So let's take 1 now, and then the rest of the fight is pretty much sorted. Alright, that's a win. Well, for this fight anyway. We'll see how the rest of the run goes. Could take a deadly poison. I like a deadly poison. So we'll do really well against Lagavulin and Gremlin Knob, I think. really well against Lagavulin. We'll do okay against Gremlin Knob. Eviscerate would help as well. Eviscerate is good with our Cultist Potion. I don't usually take Eviscerate, but it does help to have a Cultist Potion and one discard card. But it's still a lot of energy for not a lot of damage. I'm going to stick with the tried and true. Alright, so here's our first hard hallway fight. So we could play a strike here, or we could not play a strike and get extra energy next turn. If we get extra energy next turn, the goal is that it lets us do like Bouncing Blast, defend, defend. I think I'm gonna spend some energy on that. Alright, that's unfortunate. I think we probably should play Neutralize Strike here. The question is, do I want to play a Cultist Potion to try and kill it? Oof. This is rough. Give me a block card. I was hoping for a Neutralize. So the question is, are we trying to kill it? Or get our money back? Or are we just trying to minimize damage and let us get away? Because next turn I think it does the block thing. Over the next 3 turns, this does 5, 4, 3, 12 damage. If we play this, we can kill it, but we take 14 right now, and I think we want to play that defend. But if we deal 12 with this, we have to deal 16. So let's... and I'm not sure we can do that. So would I trade 5 health for a bunch of gold? An unfortunate turn. Maybe I should have used Art of War last turn since I knew we were going to draw Bouncing Flax. I think I'm just going to take the money and run. It hurts. It hurts a bunch. But we wouldn't have been able to kill it otherwise. And it did steal like, let's see, 45 more gold. So I traded 5 health for 45 gold. Acrobatics is a lot of card draw. I don't think we need it right now. I don't know if another Deadly Poison helps us that much. Escape Plan... I mean, I will say, these are all not attacks. And if we have 4 energy, it's a lot better, but can we afford to rely this hard on just skills if we might be about to fight Gremlin Knob? Acrobatics is good against sentries. And Lagavulin? I'm gonna take it. I think we can't afford an upgrade here. So, Lagavulin, I think we just Bouncing Flask and then we play our block cards and are fine. Gremlin Knob, I think we'll pop a Cultist Potion. And if we can Bouncing Flask turn 1, that's great. Then we're just trying to murder it with our basic attacks. Strikes and our Dagger Throw. And our Neutralize will do some work. If we fight sentries, I think the Acrobatics is going to be helpful against sentries. I think against all of these enemies, Bouncing Flask is going to be helpful. Neutralize is a strong second. But I think 3 extra damage per turn is going to help us take less damage. And we got Lagavulin, probably our favorite. So we could apply 5 poison, but I want to get Bouncing Flask on it. I don't think we need a Cultist Potion. I think we're going to be fine for damage. We get Acrobatics and Bouncing Flask this turn. The alternative is to try and get Bouncing Flask and Deadly Poison on the same turn, and I don't think that's necessary. We could play a Dagger Throw to deal 1 damage, or we could get extra energy next turn from Art of War. I think that seems better. Yeah, and with extra energy, we can afford to Bouncing Flask, Survive, or Defend. And that's going to end the fight pretty thoroughly. So we'll take 7. But as long as we can block this turn. Okay, I want neutralize. I really want neutralize. Another defend would also be okay. Those aren't that. But we're going to make it through here. And now our opponent is dead. Cool. Alright, blue candle. Not the most exciting relic right now. You can spend 1 HP to exhaust a curse from your deck. I try to exhaust them from my deck by not having them. Okay, so we get alchemize. Alchemize is less good when we have potions we like to keep for a while. Crippling Cloud is really strong. Alright. Yikes. Being attacked for 22. I really want Survivor, Neutralize. Crippling Cloud doesn't hurt here. Let's get rid of everything that doesn't block. We got good odds of 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that are... Well, 2 cards that are good to draw, and 2 that are fine. If we roll 5, there's a chance we could get all attacks. It's pretty low, but I want to keep our defense potential maximized. Okay, Survivor, and defend, So we take 4. Yikes. Hard hallway fights, I tell ya. Okay. It looks bad. But we can kill one of them if we want. We can't kill both of them, right? So this would deal 9, so that's at 13. We can't get through that block. So we'll take that out. And let me see, if we attack, this will be at 10. The poison will kill it eventually. If we attack here, it'll be at 9. The poison will kill it a little sooner. Let's just get the one with slightly less health slightly closer, so we'll take 5 more. And when's that next campfire? Just checking. Alright, but we have made it through the scary part where they hit us, and now we're just chilling. Whew, hard holy fights. Poison potion is nice. We take another bouncing flask, but I think we're kind of set on poison damage right now. Endless Agony is good because we spend all of our energy on skills, but it's bad because it takes what... With Art of War, it actually does cost 1 energy to play. I think we're going to skip here. Another bouncing flask is great, but not when we might still fight Gremlin Knob. I don't think. I'd really love to get some upgrades, but we need to rest at that campfire. I don't think we need another bouncing flask in our deck right now. The boot. Buff neutralize? This seems so underwhelming that I'm just going to take the Sapphire key. Ooh, free upgrade. I'm very into it. So removing a strike would help us play get Art of War active more often, but I'm really interested in upgrading a Crippling Cloud to 7 poison. Neutralize could help us live with the extra weak, but I think Crippling Cloud plus is just too good here. So let's rest. Now we could do some elites, or we could just go shopping. I think we can take this elite though. Alright, I'm gonna take a cultist potion here. And I'm gonna defend. Deadly poison, and poison potion on that one. I think that's appropriate. It's that or poison potion on a different one to make Crippling Cloud and Neutralize better. But I think let's just get started on killing one of them. Alright, 4 energy. I don't think we want to place strike, strike, survive or defend, so that would block 13 and deal 14. I think we can do better. So if we neutralize, that blocks 3, then we could take 4, or we could Bouncing Flask and finish it a little sooner. So, do we ever kill it? Drawing Crippling Cloud is nice, but it only blocks 3. So that's 10, 14, 21. So we never kill that without Bouncing Flask. So do we want to take 5 more damage to get the Bouncing Flask going? I think Crippling Cloud will solve that need for us. So let's just defend as much as we can. I'm not really keen on the idea of playing Dagger Throw here, because drawing Crippling Cloud would be pretty bad. Let's just neutralize to block 3. I would like to neutralize one of these to get Crippling Cloud to deal damage, but it'll be okay. Hey, we get neutralized again. So now we can make that weak. And poisoned. Block. So this one's dead. And then we'll just have to worry about this one. Cool. We got full defense. Let's try and make sure that dies next turn. We could take 2 to ensure that that dies. Our odds of killing it are not that high otherwise. Our odds of blocking it aren't amazing. I think that blocks for us a decent amount of time, just having that dead. And now we can finally focus on this. We got 4 strength. Okay, we could have blocked it, but we didn't know that at the time. Alright, we do not have a lot of defense. And we didn't get it. So we are going to get hit pretty hard here. This is the peril of the Centuries fight. So it's a good thing we killed the other one, so we didn't get hit too many times with bad hands. No, wait, sorry, that was the previous turn. What am I talking about? Extra energy every 3 turns is nice. Dash is really good for just mixed output. The thing is, we have a lot of scaling cards. Bouncing Flask and Crippling Cloud are great scaling, but we don't have a lot of good front-loaded stuff. I think we need a card that just has some big numbers on it. I really like Piercing Wail as well against Slime Boss, but I think we need a Dash to live. We're not going to that super elite here. But Dash is good. Alright, we can apply a bunch of poison and fully block, so I think that seems like a good thing to do. And we get 5 energy this turn. We could kill it this turn, but we can fully block and let Happy Flower get to a better number. So we'll do that. 21 damage, oh no. We get to take a Piercing Wail anyway. I'm interested in that. I just don't think it is wise to take that super elite fight. I think, so this is going to be 3 infested rats. I think we can beat 3 infested rats. Piercing Wail and Crippling Cloud and Dash are pretty good in this fight. So I think we can beat this without dying. 2 attacks. Really wish we had Happy Flower this turn. So I could take 7 and get a bunch of poison going. I could take 2 and get a strike. Or I could take 0 and do nothing else while that gets stronger. I think taking 7 is the wisest choice here. Because if this fight goes on too long without me doing anything, they're just going to gain strength and murderize us. Yikes, that's really bad. Okay, we need Piercing Wail. Do we? Okay, if we Crippling Cloud, do we ever kill one of them? If we do, that makes us vulnerable. I think we need Crippling Cloud. I mean, sorry, Piercing Wail. Okay, say goodbye to Deadly Poison. So if we can kill this one, that's pretty tough to do. Is it? 10, 19, 22. So we can kill that one. But then we're being attacked for 18. I think we still really want Piercing Wail. We still really don't have Piercing Wail. Maybe I should have made them all weak, dashed, and survived. That actually probably would have been better. Yikes. Did I just get greedy here? So we're being attacked for 22. If they're all weak, that goes down to 4, that goes down to 7, and that goes down to 4. So that's 8, 15. We just don't quite survive. If I block for 18, we take... No, wait, we're only being attacked for 22. I can take 4, it's fine. So I'll dash here. That doesn't quite die. Oh, and wait, I can neutralize. Okay, so 14, 20, we take 2. This game is easy. I just pretend to be scared to inspire my audience. But yeah, that was a lot of attacks for us to not get our favorite cards. It's over now. We want to end it next turn so that Happy Flower is on 2. And this will accomplish that goal. We get a lot of vulnerable, but our enemies seem pretty vulnerable to me. So, less damage while vulnerable is good. Duplication Potion might be useful. We could take... Slice is kind of bad with Art of War. We could take another Piercing Wail, or not, is basically the choice here. We don't need a Sucker Punch. I think we've got enough. I mean, we don't have a ton of basic attacks, but we have enough damage, and we have enough weak with Neutralized Crippling Cloud. I think I like another Piercing Wail. I think it's pretty good in the Slime Boss fight. Do I ever think we can kill this without taking any damage? So if we Duplication Potion and Bouncing Flask, we could get a really good split. If we Cultist Potion, we could get a good split and then good second splits, but it seems very risky. And we don't really have a great upgrade. What would we upgrade? Just Neutralize? That doesn't help us kill it faster. Deadly Poison kinda does. Dash, Piercing Wail kinda do, but none of these upgrades really make me say, that's worth risking my life. We already upgraded Bouncing Flask and Crippling Cloud. I'd like to get a Deadly Poison. But if I draw it, I can't if I draw Crippling Cloud, I can't draw it this turn. I mean, sorry, Bouncing Flask. I really want to play Bouncing Flask when I draw it. So I think it's better to just end turn, keep Art of War active. Alright, now we get a bunch of poison. So we could double this to get 24 poison. I think we're going to save the Cultist Potion. So next turn we've got probably attacks, maybe some defense. So if we Bouncing Flask, it takes 23 this turn, 22 next turn, so 55 damage puts it down to 78. Yeah, 78. So then it's pretty easy to split. So this takes it down to 72. So we could split, or we could just tank some damage and not split. But our best way of blocking splits anyway. So I think we just want to split here. Do we ever want to take 33? I don't think so. So that splits. Not a great split. Wait. Sorry, I'm used to this thing splitting at 75, but it splits at 70. So we could have actually done dash defend and not split. I don't know if that would have been better, but it was an option I didn't really think about. Piercing well, good. Yikes. We could duplication potion piercing whale. That blocks a lot. I think that's wise. I like one of them weak. And I think we'll get some poison on it. And we'll take 5. Because these things have 64 health, which is a pretty bad split. Oh, now they don't attack, and we draw all our defense. Great, great. Okay, so that's going to be down to 36. Next turn it goes down to 33, which does not split it. Oh, we hit the wrong one. 3 block is not very much. If we apply a bunch of poison here, if we apply any more poison to that, it could split it. And I kind of want it to not do anything this turn. Okay. Let's just defend and try and get working on this. I think if we split that this turn, 2 things could attack. But right now, it can't attack. So let's just get the best split we can. I think I should have used Cultist Potion in this fight. This is kind of rough. Man, this deck is not doing as well as I thought it would. Maybe I focused too much on poison and didn't get front-loaded cards. So the only question now is it too late to use Cultist Potion now? Can we live and save it? Or are we at real risk of dying? And I think the answer is I should have done it several turns ago. Or on turn 1, if I was going to do it. But things went worse than I expected, and I think it's better to do it now than save it and die with a potion. So let's get rid of that. We always want to play this, right? The question is, are we trying to split that or kill one of these? I don't think we're ever trying to save our energy. So if this goes down to 48, then it takes 16 more damage to split it. If this goes down to 17, it takes 17 more damage to kill it. And it's better to kill it than to split that at full health. But yikes. Okay. We just Piercing Wail, defend, and pray. Next turn we don't get any attacks. This seems rough. This seems like a bad time. Okay. Well, we can kill one of them, and then we're taking 28. Which doesn't seem ideal. If we can deal 22 to that, we're only taking 20. Which also doesn't seem ideal. Bouncing Flask is not going to be super helpful here, because it's very unpredictable. Can we ever take 20 and live? So one of these goes down to 7, so 17, and we blocked 9, so we have 14. And we can't block anymore, so we would have to kill both this and this. If Deadly Poison hits exclusively those two, can that do it? Even if it can, we can't do Deadly Poison, Dagger Throw. Okay. Okay. that was a short one. I made some crucial mistakes. Let's try again. So I think what I did wrong there was I just went too hard on those poison cards and that card draw without actually adding good damage and block into my deck first. I think it doesn't help that 2 of our relics were completely irrelevant. Yeah, I think it's important to get more front-loaded damage, and I just took a lot of elites. Sorry, not a lot of elites, a lot of hard hallway fights that just wrecked me. Alright, let's try again real quick. Remove, money, rare colorless, boss relic. So money is good because there's a shop. We could go Campfire Elite or Campfire Elite. This one has another Campfire after, and then more elites. We could also do a zillion hard hallway fights, Campfire, 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 but that's a zillion hard hallway fights. Campfire Elite Campfire seems pretty good, but it is some hard hallway fights, but we're never going this way, so it's got to be one of these. So we're probably going to that shop. I think let's take the money. We can turn it into whatever we want to. Alright, we can survive. We can, if we make that weak and defend, we only take 1. No, sorry, it goes down to 6. We only took 1 if we didn't do that. Alright, we can kill 1 and fully defend. This is better than some louse fights I could imagine. Flex Potion. Noxious Fumes? Noxious Fumes helps us against elites. Alright. So this is 18. If we did a Flex Potion, it would do 33, which doesn't kill. So I think we take 1 and we strike. 1 energy for 5 block is generally pretty good in Act 1. 1 energy for 1 block is often less so. You know, if we Flex Potioned, we could have killed this, but I'm okay taking 2. So this would deal 2 damage next turn. This deals 6 damage each right now. I think we're in 6 damage each right now territory. Here I think it makes sense to full block because we're guaranteed to kill it next turn. It just takes 2 strikes. Alright, Poison Potion, nice. And all-out attack is good area of effect damage, but choke just hits 1 enemy pretty hard. The discard 1 card at random thing just always got to me. We are thinking about taking a hard hallway fight though, and that front-loaded damage is nice. I think it just has a big number on it, and I want that. So Akabeko just helps us right away. Dash is really good for Act 1 elites and hallway fights, and that makes me think I want to go this path, go Campfire Elite, Campfire Elite, maybe go shopping again or take some events. So that's 35. So we could take Well-Laid Plans, that's really good. Well-Laid Plans and Akabeko we can afford, but not with dash. Akabeko is not that great, really. It's okay with all-out attack, but we don't have any multi-hit attacks, so we could dash, Well-Laid Plans, Poison Stab, and card remove, right? 148, 199, 234, not quite. Close. Yeah, it's 108, 183, 234. Dang. I think we want the dash. I think we want the Well-Laid Plans. Right? I mean, the Well-Laid Plans isn't as good right now, but it is going to be good later. and it's decent right now. Removing a strike is a little bold. I think a poison stab just helps us deal more damage, and right now strikes are some of the better cards in our deck because they kill things. We could take a potion, or we could just save our money. We're thinking of going to a shop later in this act, so let's save our money and proceed on. Okay, we went to Survivor, went to Defend, and I think this fight is going to go long enough that this steals 2 next turn and 3 the turn after that. It's only 5, but if it deals 4 the turn after that, all of a sudden it's better than Strike. Alright, Retain, Strike, All Out Attack, and we'll hold on to a Defend. And Poison Stab is nice here, so let's neutralize. I don't think we're actually going to get to Poison Stab though, because we want to fully block. So let's just hold on to it to try and kill next turn. Alright. That's an easy kill. No damage. No potions. Take another all-out attack, but I don't really like that. Especially with well-laid plans, we're often going to be holding a card we really like. For future turns, an all-out attack can just get rid of that. We could do a choke. It's just a big attack, doesn't really synergize with our deck. I also kind of like a dodge and roll. Dodge and roll is good against sentries, it can be good against Lagavulin, it's bad against Gremlin Knob. Okay, well it's good here. Thought about using a poison potion here, because this is a hard hallway fight. I think we'll get through okay. So we take 2 and we become vulnerable, which sucks. But we've got Bash, and we could block 3. Or we could get some damage in play. I think next turn it probably entangles. So if we had done Poison Potion, we could have killed this next turn. Yikes. Okay, so we can deal 10, 16, 19. We can block for 18. Okay, that's not too bad. Could have just played Defend and held on to Survivor, but I'm trying to kill it. So, no potions, took 2 damage. Worked out pretty okay. I'm really into Crippling Cloud. Crippling Cloud is pretty good early, believe it or not. Not into a super elite yet. So it's Neutralize, Noxious Fumes, or Crippling Cloud here. I think Crippling Cloud helps us a lot against Lagavulin and Gremlin Knob, and I think against Sentries, Noxious Fumes, and All Out Attack are going to do a lot of work for us. Gremlin Knob, and we get our Crippling Cloud turn 1, so we get to get that Poison and Weak. I think I'd like to apply a Poison Potion to it, just to really start chipping it down, and 4 block next turn versus all this damage. I think that's what we gotta do. Alright, Dash is incredible against Gremlin Knob. So we'll take 2 to deal 10 more. Then next turn, it's actually pretty low, so we just have to deal 12. Unfortunately, we cannot. Even with Flex Potion, we only deal 11. Each of these does block for more than it makes us take, and it's going to die next turn no matter what. So we'll take 7, and we'll call that a pretty good Gremlin Knob fight. We took 9. Nunchaku, energy when we play attacks, and a great potion. I don't think we need another well-laid plans. Deadly Poison, it does kind of help against Guardian. It's another damage card. And we know that our other elite fight will not be Gremlin Knob. But we have Noxious Fumes and Poison Stab and Crippling Cloud, so we're not super worried about being able to kill enemies with poison. I think I'm gonna skip here. Upgrade a... Well-laid plans is a great upgrade eventually, but I don't think it's that important right now. We don't a lot of times we're just holding a strike or defend. So it's defense or offense. This is good against sentries, but not super important otherwise. I think Noxious Fumes is going to be helpful in a lot of these fights. I'm thinking a Guardian fight as well, and I'm very into a Potion Belt. Alright, we got sentries. Give me that Noxious Fumes. Okay, so this is 18. We could deal 33 damage to one of them right now. I think Ghost in a Jar provides some flexibility later, and I think the Dodge Journal really helps us get our next turn started. So we're going to skip that. We'll remove an artifact charge. We'll take 1. And we'll block a little bit this turn. Cool, we can make it weak. We can survive. And we can fully block and still deal damage. Alright, where are my Noxious Fumes and Crippling Cloud? I need them. Alright, all-out attack is good. I think we'll hold on to that. So we'll Well-Laid Plans, Noxious Fumes, and hold a defend. If we Flex Potion our all-out attack, it's pretty good, right? So if we used Well-Laid Plans, what would we hold? This turn we could Noxious Fumes and Crippling Cloud, that makes them all weak. We could Crippling Cloud and defend, then we take 2, and this thing, we just have to deal 10 to kill it, but then we can do that with Dash. But Well-Laid Plans is really good in this fight, and all of these are good. I think we really want Noxious Fumes. And if we do that, then the weak is really good. And because we'll kill them eventually. But this just gets killing them started. I think I'm fine either holding Defend or Crippling Cloud. So we'll just take 10 this turn in order to really get some good stuff set up. Cool. We can't quite kill that, but we can block 18. So this takes 3 next turn. Sorry, 3 this turn, 5 next turn, and 7 the turn after that. So that is 13. So this does not die before its next attack without playing any cards. And if we do this, it keeps it from putting more Dazes into our deck. We could also just kill it now. I mean, it's that or take damage. It's not like we're going to be playing, blocking and playing more damage cards, so that just seems like the thing to do. Alright, we'll discard a Daze. Strike here. We could Flex Potion and deal 22. Then 3 plus 5 is 8. So we could just use Flex Potion to kill that. But I think at this point in the fight we're doing okay. I'm not retaining either of those. If you retain them, they just dissolve anyway. Alright, we got an all-out attack, so we'll play that last. That kills that. Oh. Alright, good fight. Took some damage, but we made it through it. Meal Ticket is going to be really nice sustain. I usually really like Cloak and Dagger, and I think this is no exception. We kind of want to go to that shop for the healing now. 2 events would be good, but I'm willing to take an extra hard hallway fight. Hallway fights can give us potions, and we can hold a lot of those. Alright, so we kill that louse with all-out attack. So then it's just a matter of this, and what if we just did that? So that's why we take all-out attack, even though it might be not great later. Take a quick slash, we could take a slice. We have 2 flex potions, which is something to think about, but I don't think that makes Blade Dance good. And I don't think we need Slice anymore. It's not that great against Guardian's defense form. I think we've got, with All Out Attack, Dash, Cloak and Dagger, Poison Stab, I think we've got the fast damage we need. But maybe one more just in case. Nah, we beat Guardian. And then it's just a matter of getting into the next act. Okay, we got some stuff I really like here. So Adrenaline is always very good. I rate Bag of Preparation quite highly, though. Can't get both. If we get either of those, we can't really get anything else. Adrenaline is an incredible card, but I think Bag of Preparation helps us get our Noxious Fumes, our Crippling Cloud, our stuff that's our well-laid plans. It helps us get important stuff into play on turn 1. An Energy Potion would also help with that for a tough fight, but not right now. Match and Keep. Swift Strike and Envenom. Masterful Stab and Decay. Dagger Spray and Swift Strike. So we could take a Swift Strike if we want. We just turn down a Slice, which is basically the same thing. Neutralize. Well, I guess we get one of those. And we could take a Dagger Spray, but we already have an All-Out Attack, or we could just not take a Dagger Spray. I might have thought about an Envenom, but we weren't offered that choice, so it didn't matter. Alright, see, we can do a lot of stuff this turn. We could Cloak and Dagger, dodge and roll. That deals 4 and blocks 4 next turn, or we could dash. I think Noxious Fumes is good against this enemy. And I think blocking next turn is going to be important. We drew a lot of our good block cards here, so this will help us avoid taking damage in the future. The poison is going to help us kill it before it runs away. Yep. Okay. So we definitely want a Poison Stab, and I think it's going to die. So let's block 2. Alright. So if we Crippling Cloud All-Out Attack, that is death. Oh, and we got our Nunchaku. Kind of a shame, but worth it. We get our money back, and ooh, Malaise? Yeah, Malaise. Enemy loses X strength, apply X weak exhaust. That seems like a tasty upgrade to me. Really good in this Guardian fight. If we can get this thing to lose 4 strength. Best case scenario, we would have Nunchaku at 9, play a Neutralize, and make it lose 5 strength, but that seems unlikely. Alright, I was hoping we would get some better stuff into play this turn. We could Flex Potion and do a lot of damage, but I think we're mostly just trying to get our powers set up. Alright, let's apply some poison, deal a little damage. We could deal 16 damage, and then it dies to the poison next turn, which means that next turn we're hopefully drawing powers, things that aren't super good to play. I mean, they're good, but they don't have a strong effect on the turn you play them. They have an effect over time. So now we can spend an energy playing Noxious Fumes Plus, and we're not worried about getting hit here. We can deal a little extra damage. So we will. Malaise would be awesome here. Yeah, losing 4 strength and making it weak seems really good, but next turn it's going to do a multi-attack. I could well-laid plans, defend Survivor, hold the Malaise for next turn, then I don't get to play the Crippling Cloud, but I think we'll be okay. So next turn it's doing 8 times 2, but I'm going to make it 4 times 2 and then make it weak. So 3 times 2. I'm totally fine taking 6 here. Hold on to a Cloak and Dagger. Now it's doing 0 times 4, because it normally would do 5 times 4, but it lost 4 strength, and then it's weak, so 1 rounds down to 0. So let's go ahead and add a little humiliation bonus onto it. If we do 6, that's 15 this turn, plus 17 next turn is 32. So this does not do a split next turn unless we want to. Hold on to a dash. Just the most front-loaded damage. So we could do a big split this turn. But I think we wait and we just let the poison do a big split next turn. So all-out attack is good for big splits. Now it's got 2 left before it does a mode shift. But we're going to hit it pretty hard. We have 2 copies of Neutralize. I mean, Flex Potion would do a lot this turn, but I just think we could win the fight pretty easily without it. Bless me. I think we just play all of these. We just barely get through the block. Apply a little extra poison. It's going to be really easy to defend through these turns, since it's got so much less strength and it doesn't attack for very much in this phase. Survivor's a good card to hold. Dash is good. We could take 2 to play another strike, or we could just chill. Hold on to Survivor. I think next turn it's not even attacking. Yep, still not attacking. Alright, well, it is dead. 28 plus 29, or plus 30, sorry. And we get to keep our Nunchaku at 9. So we're in pretty good shape here. Poison Potion, money. So Glass Knife is great front-loaded damage, but Adrenaline is incredible. Especially if we can do it with Malaise. Okay, so we're not getting 4 energy. So we could remove 2 cards. We could transform and upgrade 3 things. Or we could transform 10 things and just see what we get. The thing is, we've got good defensive cards with Dodge and Roll, Cloak and Dagger, Malaise, 2 Neutralize, and a Dash. We've got good offensive cards with All Out Attack, Dash. Strike and Defend are not really good in this deck. If we had Footwork, Defend would become pretty good, but let's take a Panda box. Let's see what we get. Whoosh. Okay, so we get a Phantasmal Killer, which is pretty rough, but Backflip is good. Calculated Gamble is good. Corpse Explosion I'm pretty happy about. Another Calculated Gamble, so we have, and with Reflex and Prepared, we've got a lot of discard synergy going on with all these. Another Crippling Cloud is fine. 1000 Cuts is going to be good for AoE damage, although Corpse Explosion makes that a little less necessary. And we have a Glass Knife. So we lost 5 defends to get 1 backflip, and we lost 5 strikes to get 1 Glass Knife. And then besides that, so those are clearly better than the cards they replace. The rest of these are more complex options, but our deck is full of complex stuff. So there's a shop there. There's a Super Elite, but it's after a lot of hallway fights. It's not a great path. There's 2 elites here, so we can go to those with Campfire. If we do this path, we can do Shop, Elite, and then we could get onto the big elite path, but there's no campfires. I think we start here, we go to an event, and then we think about what we want to go to. Okay, well, we could Phantasmal Killer, a Glass Knife next turn. I don't think that's good enough. We could Calculated Gamble, if we don't like this hand. I think we should Adrenaline now. Reflex is good with Calculated Gamble here, but I think we always want to make it weak and get the energy. Let's keep doing that. So we get Dodge and Roll, Cloak and Dagger, Noxious Fumes, and Phantasmal Killer. With 12 cards on our deck, our odds of getting that Glass Knife are pretty decent. I don't know if that's better than... Wait, we can't do that in Wall-Aid Plants. Let's just do some damage. Alright, I'll hold on to a calculated gamble. If we don't like our next hand, we can try again. Crippling Cloud is good. 1,000 Cuts is going to deal... 1,000 Cuts is not going to deal 7 damage per turn. Crippling Cloud is. So let's do that. And hold on to just a big block card. Wouldn't mind a Malaise here. So that loses a bunch of its strength. But we can get through this taking no damage, so let's do that. So it's down 3 strength. We can keep a Corpse Explosion. Poison Stab, I think, helps kill faster. Alright, we'll dash and Poison Stab. And we don't really want to hold either of these. It's not quite kill, and then we can hold on to a Cloak and Dagger. So we can hopefully get our Nunchuck. Well, we'll only get it to 8, but still. Pretty good fight. Getting a 5th potion, so now we might want to start using these things. Cloak and Dagger does become better with 1,000 Cuts. Tactician is not bad with 2 copies of Calculated Gamble, believe it or not. And a Prepared and a Survivor. So what does this deck have? Because whenever you take Panda Box, you lose a lot of your consistent stuff you're used to, so you got a kind of totally new kind of deck. So this deck has a lot of utility. It doesn't have much straight block. I think we need a Cloak and Dagger just because we got rid of all our defense. 50% chance of a relic. I mean, 50% chance of a ride, always get a relic. I don't think we want a curse here. But we have a ton of discard, actually, so a curse is not as bad as it normally would be. And with Bag of Prep and Ring of the Snake, I'm okay having a 1 less card on turn 1. Alright, we get a bunch of max health, and we'll remove that later. So do we feel like we can do a Super Elite? Or do we want to take an extra bit? We've got all these potions. I think we're feeling good. Okay. Phantasmal Killer is a curse. Let's do 1,000 Cuts and Adrenaline. We would love to kill this thing with poison if we can, but it's hard because of those 3 artifact charges. Well-laid plans I think we like. We could Malaise for 0 just to get rid of 2 artifact charges. We could Crippling Cloud and Malaise just to apply a little bit of weak to it. And then we could kill it with Poison Stab, Noxious Fumes, and Corpse Explosion. I think that seems like a pretty good line. We could also just use a Poison Potion here, and I think that pretty often helps block damage for us. So honestly, I should not have played 1,000 Cuts. 1,000 Cuts was a waste, because we're not planning to kill it with damage anyway. Let's... Backflip, awesome. Don't need the Noxious Fumes, I don't think. Couple of neutralizes. Oops, I should have left it at 9. Immature mistake. So, 3 poison or 4 poison, but this stacks Nunchaku. And it's already dead next turn. Alright, so we'll dash and we'll look for another attack. Alright, we get 2 more attacks. And we can draw a card and discard it. We didn't even see what it was. Alright, we get a new potion. Another good reason to use one. And, okay, here's some options. We could Predator. Predator is a big attack, and we don't really have any of those. It's extra card draw next turn. Caltrops, I don't think is that crucial. We've got poison. Flechettes, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So really most of our deck is skills. So Flechettes is actually a pretty decent attack. And it's great on turn 1. But Predator is just front-loaded. Fléchettes is also really good with these flex potions. I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, big damage start. This could be a speed potion turn. I think that's pretty reasonable. So then we can gain a bunch of block. I like the dodge and roll for sure. So we could take block for 21 and take 3. And then hold on to the dodge and roll with well-laid plans. We can also draw here and see if we like it. We get a neutralize. We have a Fléchettes for 18. We are fully blocked. We could also well-laid plans and hold the Fléchettes. After this, we got a little bit of block, and we got Malaise, and we're just trying to kill it. I think we need well-laid plans to keep defense. I think once we put Malaise on this thing, blocking for a long time will be easy, and then it's just a matter of killing it with poison. So we've got 1 block card, 2 block cards in our next hand. We can hold on to an adrenaline and apply a bunch of poison here. I think that's good. Alright. No Malaise this turn. Shame. Or is it? It is not. Or is it? It could be if we wanted it to. No Phantasmal Killer, that's for sure. So we could Malaise for 5, and then we take... It's actually attacking for 8, I guess? Yeah, it's 8 times 3. So then that would go down to 3 times 3, which makes it 2 times 3. I think we want to block a little. If it goes down to 4 times 3, it's 3 times 3. Maybe we just don't Malaise this turn. So then we gain 13 block. Well, then we take damage anyway. Let's gain a little block. If we play that, we're still guaranteed to draw Malaise here. Then it loses 4 strength. And we take 3 damage. I'm pretty okay taking 3 damage against Snake Plant, and now the rest of the fight should be a lot easier, because it's attacking for 9 a turn instead of 24. Even if we're not actually blocking super well. I like a Noxious Fumes. Hold on to a Calculated Gamble for extra block. I would like an after image in this deck. Okay, we got block. We could Calculated Gamble for damage. The other thing is our hand is pretty bad next turn for blocking, but it's good for damage. So let's do it to do some damage this turn. Okay, so that's 12 damage. The Glass Knife is more. Let's just apply some more poison. Some more damage. So that's 16. That's, 12. Okay. So we have won the fight. So it is just a matter of getting our Nunchaku to a good number that we like. Okay. Good enough. New potion. I don't think we need a deadly poison. Quick Slash, a little extra damage for a Nunchaku, but I don't think it's that important. I think we skip here. Alright, this is a hard hallway fight. Noxious Fumes turn 1 is pretty good. Or trying to kill this thing with poison. Or else try to kill this thing with poison. Let's discard a reflex. Okay, we could Crippling Cloud. Shame we don't have an Adrenaline Plus so that we could do double Crippling Cloud. We could do... Let me see. That. So this makes them both weak, and then they just start getting poisoned, and we take a little strength off this one. I think that'll help us out here. Could have also been a consideration for Duplication Potion on Crippling Cloud. We're not really worried about damage here, we're just blocking. So we're being attacked for 14, we can block for 14. The Glass Knife is good to kill that, but if we do that we take damage, unless we potion. I think we just block. That thing's going to attack for normally 11 times 2, but instead 10 times 2, and then it's weak, so 7 times 2. Alright. Corpse Explosion is good here. Which one can die first? Well, we're not playing it this turn. We could also just get greedy and try to fully block. Let's make that weak next turn. Well, the Sentry's attacking for 10 next turn. So next turn this has... It takes 5, so it's at 12. And it gets 3 extra poison, so it's at... Losing one, it's 7 poison. So if we just hold on to Corpse Explosion, we've won the fight. So let's play Neutralize to just stack our Nunchaku. Cool. We get to play one more attack, get it at 9. And there we go. That's the fight. Go, go, Corpse Explosion. We take another Poison Stab. Sneaky Strike is energy. We don't have a ton of card draw, but we do have two calculated gambles, which are a lot of card draw. We have a Backflip and an Adrenaline. And kind of a Reflex, and kind of a Prepared. Those kind of draw cards. Are they good, though? We could take a Poison Stab as just a basic attack. We can kill enemies slowly, but we're not really good at killing enemies quickly except with Flechettes on turn 1. We're fighting the Champ. So we do want to get big poison on him. I think I'll take this. Tough call. Might have been better not to. Okay, Malaise. Give me Malaise. The Super Elite's bonus is that it has +3 strength, which is terrifying. But it's weak, and we get extra health. I mean, sorry, extra energy. Yikes. Let's draw a card. Not really relevant. So, I'd love to Crippling Cloud, but I think we want to Well-Laid Plans, Noxious Fumes, block what we can, Poison Stab. I think Essence of Steel is useful in this fight. We'll hold on to a Crippling Cloud because we might need to make it weak next turn. Okay, we get a Malaise and we get an Adrenaline. It's fantastic. So we can make it lose 5 strength, so then that goes down to 5 times 3, but weak makes that 3 times 3. This is everything we've dreamed of. I mean, I would love to do other things this turn, but a big Malaise just does so much against Book of Stabbing, and it started with +3 strength, so getting it down to -2 is just going to really be important to help us live. Alright, now we've gotten through the hardest part of the fight, which was just living until we could play Malaise. The big attack still hurts. Would love to Crippling Cloud, but I just don't think it's prudent. And we can fully block. Alright, what do we hold on to here? I think next turn is doing a multi-attack, which will be a lot less bad with -2 strength. Well-laid plans is starting to become a really good upgrade now that we have no strikes and defends and a lot of very niche cards that we want in very niche situations. Okay, so it's attacking for 12, so we could take 8 and get 7 more poison. I just don't think we have many better options. We could even duplication potion to apply 14 poison. If we were going to do that, it would have been better to do it on Noxious Fumes, honestly. So we could dodge and roll, or we could calculated gamble and look for a better block card. I think this is good enough. So we take 7, but we have got a lot of poison on it now, so that's, you know, taking 17 per turn, 20 per turn becomes a lot better than just taking 10 per turn in terms of how fast we can end the fight. I think we want to keep blocking. So now we could calculated gamble to look for more block. We could shiv for damage. But I think we want to just look for more block. Alright, I could also poison stab, and take 6, but I think I'll hold on to a poison stab. It dies in 4 turns, well 3 turns pretty much. Alright, 3 times 5 is a lot better than 5 times 5, which is itself, thanks to the weak, a lot better than 7 times 5. Yeah, this would be 35, but instead it's 15. Shout out to my best friend Malaise, helping us not die. I think we just full block. Hold on to a glass knife, then it takes 21 this turn, 23 next turn is 44. Glass knife usually does the job. Gets the job done. Accomplishes the task. We need to deal 21 damage, and we can do it while leaving our Nunchaku at a happy place. Alright, good fight. Used 1 potion, and it blocked a decent amount of health. Snecko Skull is going to be really good for our deck. Whenever you apply a poison, apply an additional 1 poison, and we get the Emerald Key. Would it take a finisher? I don't know. We don't actually play that many attacks. We have cards that like us to play a lot of attacks, like Thousand Cuts, and we have the Relic Nunchaku, but we don't actually do it. I'd love to have an upgraded well-laid plans, but maybe we just want another well-laid plans. I think this deck actually has a hard time retaining too many cards. Alright, we're being attacked for 18. I wish we had extra energy. We could block for 12 and calculated gamble to block more. So that's a strong option. We could also Noxious Fumes, Survivor, block 12, and look for one of our 2 neutralizes. I think that's actually pretty reasonable. Alright, we didn't get it, so we take 6. Totally fine with taking 6 here. Snecko Skull is excellent with Noxious Fumes, so we could deal 18 damage. Don't quite kill that. Applying weak to all enemies is good, but then we don't block. Let's draw something else. Okay, we got an Adrenaline. So we could backflip well-laid plans dash, and that fully blocks, and then we can save the Crippling Cloud. Corpse Explosion is also a strong contender to save here. We could just kill that, then that attacks for 18. But do we want to kill that? We deal 4 to this and take off 1 of its armor. I think we want a Corpse Explosion now, don't we? So we're still blocked. We're gonna hold on to this, as much as I like that. Because 25 damage to this does seem pretty relevant to our interests. Alright. So we could Corpse Explosion and then Malaise. So this would lose 2 strength. So it would go to 5 times 2. Then we'd be vulnerable. So it would go to 7 times 2. But it would be weak. So it would go to 5 times 2. Or would it... Which applies first, weak or vulnerable? Because if weak applies first, 5 goes down to 3, and then plus 50% would make it up to 4, rounding down, but maybe it only rounds at the end. I'm kind of curious about that. We could also adjust Malaise and hold the... Just Malaise and hold the Corpse Explosion actually seems pretty good here. So then we'll only take 4. We'll make it a little extra weak. I think that's the least damage we can take this turn unless we calculated gamble. And then we give up on a lot of good stuff. Okay, so now we can Corpse Explosion and fully block. So it's going to go up to 3 times 2, I guess. So Cloak and Dagger is enough, but let's Survivor just in case. Okay, so this normally attacks for 7 times 2. So its actual attack is 3 times 2, but it's weak. It's going to be vulnerable, so 3 times 2 would go up to 4.5, then down to 3 times 2. If it rounds at the end, it would go up to 4 and then down to 3 times 2 if it rounds during. So doesn't matter. We're not actually going to learn anything about the game right there. I'll take a backflip. This thing has -4 strength, and even with vulnerable, that pretty much solves the fight for us. Draw me some more skills. You did draw me some more skills. Alright. Give me a neutralize? Nah. Okay. Cool, good fight. Explosive Potion. Another Noxious Fumes with Snecko Skull? We only need 1. And we draw a lot of cards, so we can get it in play quickly. But it doesn't hurt. Let's get an upgrade. Okay, what's a good upgrade? I think Well-Laid Plans is really good. We could upgrade an Adrenaline so that we get more energy for our Malaise. We could upgrade a Calculated Gamble so that we can do it multiple times. 1,000 Cuts I don't think is that relevant for us. Reflex, eh. I don't think we need to upgrade just regular damage cards. I would think about upgrading a Neutralize if we had just the Neutralize, but we have 2 Neutralizes and a Malaise and 2 Crippling Clouds, so we're pretty much set for weak, so we don't need that upgrade. I think it's either Adrenaline, so we can have really good turn 1s on Malaises, or Well-Laid Plans so that we can hold more things. But since we took a second Well-Laid Plans, let's do an Adrenaline. Extra energy once seems nice. 2 skill upgrades, I'm into it. Calculated Gamble and Crippling Cloud Plus are both good upgrades. We'd love to shop, but we'd love to fight 2 elites, I think. Our deck is strong. Alright, this is a good Flechettes. Especially if we Flex Potion. This is what we've been saving our Flex Potions for. So we can kill that one. And I think we should. So 44 plus Neutralize is a lot of damage there. We could also plus Cloak and Dagger. Let's see what we get. Okay. Cool. Good fight. So let's just get these below 49 health. And then let's get our Nunchaku up to a good number. Good turn 1. Tiny chest. Okay, footwork is really good to help us actually block, because we don't actually have any defense scales. It's just Malaise. Bullet time is nice on turn 1, but I think we're trying to upgrade our defense. Tiny Chest is more relics in Act 3, but I think we really like some of the Act 3 events. And I don't know if we're going to go to... If we're going to 4 question marks, it's because we really want Act 3 events. And I don't think we want a relic instead of that. Some really good options this turn. I think 30 damage is worth 1 less Malaise. But if we flex potion, that's 55 damage, which is a lot. We are going to Malaise for a lot. I think having... This thing doesn't attack for very much, so losing 6 strength is a bunch. But dealing 36 damage, or alternatively 66 damage, is also a bunch. I don't think we need the potion here. I think if we do a giant Malaise, we have time to apply poison. Even if the fight takes an extra turn, I think it's going to be so much easier to block that we don't worry about it. For example, I mean, this kind of sucks. We're just going to get hit for 3, but we apply 8 poison, and I mean, we're just going to get hit for 3. Wow, every single card has cost 3. That's kind of impressive. Let's block 4 and deal some damage. Unfortunately, we waste 1 energy, but we're fighting Snekker. Okay, some cards that cost 0. My fave. Let's play them. Alright, we've got 2 dexterity. It has -6 strength. Cloak and Dagger is okay. Or we could just get a new hand that doesn't cost a zillion. These all kind of cost a zillion. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe? Right. We discarded 0 to draw 0. It doesn't count itself. Okay, well-laid plans I'm into. We're already fully blocked, so let's apply a bunch of poison. And I guess we'll hold on to a backflip. So now it's just, can we get Nunchaku better? Yes, we can. Alright, good enough. Good Snecko fight. Malaise is very good. Blade Dance gives us 1/3 of an energy in exchange for 1 energy on a card we don't really like. I don't think we need any of these. Remove a card. I think that's gotta be the curse, right? Phantasmal Killer is almost a curse, but it's not literally a curse. Let's get our relic before our next hard holy fight, and give me a Malaise, please. I can just look for Malaise. I don't really care about any of these, and they don't block. I just look for Malaise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're not getting Malaise this turn. We could 1,000 Cuts. That actually does some work this turn. Then Cloak and Dagger, Noxious Fumes, Noxious Fumes. So this is going to deal like 4 extra damage each turn, maybe 5. This deals 4 extra damage each turn, and 6 right now. You know what? 1,000 Cuts, it's your time to shine. You deserve this. And this gets us extra energy, so we can actually play both. So we can do 16 or an extra 4 per turn. I think this fight is going to last 4 turns. Also, that deals damage up front, so really it's 10 damage versus 4 per turn. Okay, Footwork Dash blocks decently. We could just backflip dash. change of plans. It's well-laid plans, and hold on to a Malaise. So we'll take 5, but we're going to try and get this thing out of some very important strength. So 7 times 3, how about not that number? We're not going to get any extra energy. Our Nunchaku is at 1, and our adrenaline is spent. So this goes down to 3 times 3, goes down to 2 times 3. I don't think it's worth blocking that. We need to get rid of all the that we can. Hold on to a dash, hold on to a footwork. I think hold on to a dash. Okay, cool. We're in good shape now. So we can fully block. We can apply some poison. I think that's better. Nope. We'll hold on to calculated gamble. So now it's about 4 turns to death. Now it's about 3. And that -4 strength is helping us a lot. I think we can block this turn, call it good enough. Would have been nice to play Corpse Explosion, but it's already dead. So let's just take one more, play some attacks. Awesome. Get our thing at the good number, and there we go. We get to take a lot of great potions. We're going to keep this Ghost Gnome jar as long as we can, and extra dex, I'm into it. So we can take a Deflect. Deflect is good with a lot of card draw and with dexterity. Cloak and Dagger is good with itself. I mean, Cloak and Dagger is just good. We have 1,000 guts, which makes Cloak and Dagger better. We have a Nunchaku, which makes it better. Is that better than costing 0 and we have all this card draw? Two extra block. And the other benefits? Is that worth it? 1 energy? Do I want to spend 1 energy for 2 block, 5 damage, and 1/10 of an energy? I think so. But it's a tough choice. Alright, so we got some options here. If we Cloak and Dagger, that'll give us extra energy, so we can Crippling Cloud. We could also Phantasmal Killer if we wanted to be spicy, but let's be honest, it's not a real card. Then we can do this. We could fully block. I kind of wish we had a Deflect to draw with Calculated Gamble now. We could play a well-laid plans and take 3 for it. Do I think we can beat this fight without taking any more damage? Maybe, right? I guess Calculated Gamble can draw us good 0-cost stuff like Adrenaline. Let's get some cards. Let's get some more cards. Alright, 1,000 cuts, I'm into that. We're not retaining anything, so let's get some damage going. This does more damage to both, but this does poison to 1, and that's the dangerous one. So this turn we would love to just block. We're not going to just block very well. No, wait, we have dash. We don't get to retain now. So we deal... I would love to Corpse Explosion, but it's just not going to happen this turn, is it? We don't need Corpse Explosion to win this fight. Let's add some extra weak onto that. They'll both die at about the same time. We are getting hit this turn. We could just Malaise that. That's the most block we can do. We're already giving them both 4 poison per turn. Giving them 7 poison right now is a lot. I think that's worth taking 2 extra damage. We will take some strength off of that. So we take 7. And now the fight is pretty much over. Alright. We'd just like to play 4 more for Nunchaku. Heal yourself. Thank you. 1, 2, and good enough. Dodge and roll is pretty good with footwork. I think footwork is our next upgrade. Do I think we can survive an upgrade here? With a ghost in the jar and a duplication potion? Yes. I think footwork is our best thing. We need defense. Alright. Let's clear out some hand space. We could Adrenaline, or we could well-laid plans and hold it. Getting a really big Malaise is less important on this enemy because it has the second phase. Getting a bunch of poison and weak is not bad. And we can poison stab and it pays for itself. Do we want to do that, or do we want more energy in the future? You know what, we can just Adrenaline so that we get extra poison in play on turn 1. That's 24 damage, which is something, but I think powers are better. That said, 1,000 cuts, I don't know if it's better than Crippling Cloud right now. I think Fléchettes is actually better than Poison Stab. I think this is just more important than 1,000 cuts. Sorry, 1,000 cuts. We'll apply some poison too. Hold on to a Cloak and Dagger? Sorry, 1,000 cuts. Alright, attack for 10. Not a bad turn to Malaise, but I'd rather get another well-laid plans in play. And I'd rather get a dodge and roll than a shiv that deals 0. We could have it lose 1 strength, but let's hold this. Yikes, that's big. Footwork, dodge and roll is good. We could duplication potion our footwork. I think that might really be the best thing to help us survive this fight. I was thinking about duplication potioning on Noxious Fumes, but that goes away after the split, and I think we want this. So 6 dexterity. Now we're up to 7. We block, and I think we want to look for one more block card if we get it. No luck, but we'll take a Noxious Fumes. So we're taking 7, but we've got a lot of power. A lot of power. Alright, we'll hold on to a backflip and a Cloak and Dagger. So more poison, more weak. If this discards something we like, we have other stuff we can keep. I don't know if that was worth it for 10 damage, but we did it. Okay, so this turn is taking 34. Next turn that'll go up to 39. So that is 73 damage. So that'll take it from 311 down to 238, which does not split. We want it to not split, because we want a big split the turn after that. So 238. So we can deal another 2 anyway. If we deal another 1, then another 5 this turn, 5 next turn, that takes down to 227, which is even better. Hold on to backflip and survivor is a lot of defense with 7 dexterity. Especially with that dodge and roll. These dodge and rolls are clutch. Maybe I should have held the dodge and roll. Okay, so now it goes from 271 down to 223. It's perfect. Let's apply some extra weak. Get some extra nunchaku. I don't think we're gonna... I think we'd rather hold survivor backflip than cloak and dagger. So let's get that stacked up. That reduces the damage of our glass knife, though. So let's hold on to block. Alright, we can block 20 pretty easily. And now we would like to get a big split if we can. Holding on to neutralize might be neutral-wise. Next turn, our hand kind of sucks, so we'd like to draw some of those. Okay. We have a Malaise next turn, which we could do for 0, so we don't need the neutralize. This is a bunch of damage. We could deal extra with the flex potion. So that would get it down to 49 plus 55 minus 10. So 49 plus 45 is going to be 94. So then that gets it down to 130 something. I think that's worth doing. With that in mind, we might as well play these as well, since we got that flex potion active. Kind of wasting energy, huh? We could backflip just to draw cards. Yeah, because next turn it's not going to attack. Could Phantasmal Killer ever possibly be good here? You know what? Believe in your dreams, Phantasmal Killer. The other two suck anyway. Malaise is useless here. What could we get that would be good with Phantasmal Killer? Just flechettes or glass knife, right? Would have been better if we'd saved our flex potion. So, can we kill it this turn is another question. It's going to be at 50. Let's just do it this way. So if we wanted to try and kill it next turn, we would hold all-out attack and hope to draw flechettes or something. Holding Malaise is free block by making it weak. We could also just hold Malaise Cloak and Dagger, play it safe. I think I would rather try to not use our Ghost in a Jar than try to make Phantasmal Killer work. Sorry, Phantasmal Killer. So it cleanses all that poison. 19 times 2, okay. Awesome. Phantasmal Killer! The best card in the game. You know what? Maybe we should have played that last. Nah. Okay, well, we get to play one more for Nunchaku, and that is the champ fight. Duplication potion on footwork, I think, did a lot for us there. So Storm of Steel gets us a lot of energy. It does a lot of damage with 1,000 cuts. I don't think these are good enough reasons to take a bad card. Envenom is good with Snecko Skull, I'll say that. Bullet Time is really good turn 1, and it's really good with a lot of card draw, but it's also really bad with a lot of card draw. We don't actually have a lot of expensive cards. We're mostly just trying to draw a lot of them. I'm going to go for an Envenom here. I think it helps us kill big enemies slightly faster. Or do we have Noxious Fumes, Poison Stab, Noxious Fumes, Poison Stab, Crippling Cloud, Crippling Cloud? How often does this actually make a significant difference in how fast we kill a big enemy? Because it's mostly just about putting poison on the heart at this point, right? We can put enough poison, maybe like Donu Dago. Bosses. We can put poison on bosses with Envenom. Is that our biggest challenge against bosses? I think this is good with our Cloak and Daggers. Oh my. Well, we're staying at 3 energy. So that's good to know. Tiny House is bad. We could get a Curse and 3 Relics. I do like Relics. Or we could have a... Man, these are 2 of the worst ones. So we could buff our Neutralize, our Cloak and Dagger, our Neutralize, 4, 5. So we could deal 4 extra damage on 5 cards. So this is like 5 card upgrades. That's not nothing, but it's also not upgrades that we super care about. 4 extra damage? I don't think so. I don't think it's Tiny House. Let's take a bell and get some relics that might actually help us. Alright, so we get a Curse of the Bell, but we get a bag of marbles. We get a Matryoshka, and we get a Bird-Faced Urn. I'm very into Bird-Faced Urn here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 powers. So this could heal up to 14 per fight. It probably won't, but it heals a lot. We are up against Awakened One, which is going to punish us for playing powers. Alright, this can go to any of the nodes, and I think this is the best path. This starts with events. Alright, well, we could start with some powers. Okay, all-out attack is a consideration here. Envenom is a consideration, but we're not going to be able to block if we do that, right? Let's find out. Okay, so then we Cloak and Dagger, backflip, dodge and roll, so that blocks 11, 18, and we're weakening this from 13 down to 9. No, down to 8. No, down to 9. So we block for, so we take 2 if we play Envenom? Or do I think we can beat this without taking any damage? We could also kill one, right? 24, 39, and then another 15. It's 54. Okay, so this is 24. This 15 is 39. Then we just gotta deal 11 damage to it. That'll deal another 6. And that'll deal that, and the poison will do the rest. So then we still take a little damage, right? I want to play Envenom, but Envenom also heals, so like taking 2 damage to play Envenom is pretty neutral. Okay. Plus we could calculated gamble and draw more Neutralize at the end. Let me do that. Then all-out attack will kill, so we can neutralize here. And a Malaise will do it. So now we take 0 damage. Now we want to play some powers, heal up. Alright, well that's painful. We're just going to hit here. Can we kill it? 8, 14, 17, and then we apply 4 poison. 9 poison. And then these apply 4 more, so 13 poison plus 17 damage. So we're not going to kill that, even if we Explosive Potion. So we're just going to get hit. I don't think we want to Ghost in the Jar, because we Ghost in the Jar, we're going to die. So we do that. Let's get this thing ready to die, and Phantasmal Killer might be worth it here. So we take 12, but with all our healing, that's a lot less of an issue. Alright, rough crowd. Make them all weak. Block what we can. Explosive Potion might save us some health here. This does 8 poison and 10 poison, so that's 18 damage there. Yeah, Explosive Potion is an important ally in our current battle. Saves us 12 health. That's a pretty good use of an Explosive Potion. Also, we kill a bunch. We can full block and try and heal, and what can I say, I'm greedy. So we could have killed them all, but I want to see if we can heal with more powers. Because now we got a lot of defense coming in. Yeah, we can block for 18. But that is less than they're attacking for, isn't it? Might have been the wrong call. We could make them weak and block for 10. Alright, might have been the wrong call. We're real close to killing one of them, but not quite. So, I messed up. I should have just killed. Instead, we take 10 damage. We are killing this turn now. Any powers in here? There's 2. Let's look for them. Let's look for them. There's one. So that's a little bit of healing. Alright. Not too bad. I will take a deflect here. We're drawing a lot of cards. I am not spending 457 gold for one relic when we're about to go shopping. But I will duplicate something. What do I want to duplicate? Duplicating Malaise Plus is really good against Awakened One. Duplicating Footwork Plus is really good in most situations, less good against Awakened One. Duplicating Adrenaline is good. Malaise Plus helps us a lot against the Heart. Helps us against Awakened One. We've got Corpse Explosion for the Act 4 elites. So Malaise helps us against the Heart's multi-attacks. Footwork helps us against its big attacks. We do have a Ghost in the Jar, and that'll be one of the big attacks for us. I think Malaise Plus is... and it's a good card. It's okay against Reptimancer. It's not great against Giant Head. Thinking about the Act 3 elites. What's the third Act 3 elite? Reptimancer, Giant Head, and Nemesis. It's decent against Nemesis. But I think Footwork is better against all of those. And we've got a lot of Cloak and Daggers. I think we want another Footwork. So, this is a 2 elite path, and it can be a 3 elite path. It can be a 4 elite path with no campfires. If we go shopping now, or we could take a campfire instead of one of the elites. Do I think we can take all of those? Honestly, if we get some good stuff here, yeah. So Chemical X is... It's specifically just upgrading Malaise, and I think that's pretty good to do. Catalyst, I think, is really helpful. Footwork, obviously, I think we need more Footwork in our deck. Lantern is really good on turn 1. Card remove isn't bad. We don't have any strikes or defense, but we could get rid of Phantasmal Killer, which is basically a curse. We can't get rid of our actual curse. Acrobatics is also decent. We don't need Blood Vial, so let's look at our costs. These two are 300. Those two are another 100. And 10. So we can get all of that and not card remove. It's also really good to just buy potions. But I think Lantern is a must. I think Catalyst is a must. I think Footwork is a should. And then it's Chemical X or 2 potions and a card remove. I mean, Energy Potion also buffs our Malaise by 2. Twice. And it can do other things. How good are we at these fights here? If we're taking Lantern, Energy Potion is a little less necessary, but the card remove is good. But I'm feeling... We could also get an Acrobatics. We do have a lot of powers. I mean, how many fights do we really need Malaise to do extra? We want it to do extra against the Heart. We want it to do extra against Awakened one. We kind of want it to do extra against the Act 4 elites, maybe. And if we just buy 2 Energy Potions, it does that, and it's flexible. And we can get an Acrobatics. You know what? I'm just going to get the Relic. I like relics. We're going to try and fill up 1 potions the old-fashioned way. Malaise is... We could do a huge Malaise, but this thing gains strength every turn on its own. 2 Cloak and Daggers and Extra Fumes. I don't think we're playing Crippling Cloud here. Let's get some energy and some cards. Alright, we can play a bunch of powers and heal. Malaise at the end. I'm into this. So we can do that and that fully blocked, so we can hold on to a Cloak and Dagger. I mean, 2 strength isn't huge, but 2 extra turns of weak is nice against this enemy. So we're looking good here. So far. So we can fully block. We can play a power. And we can apply some poison. So I guess we'll hold on to both of these, just because we can. This does 18 damage and applies 6 poison. That seems pretty good. We could also have Phantasmal Killer and hold the Flechettes, but we want to block this turn. Also, I guess we just kill and stack our Nunchake, so that's fine. We could have tried to stall to play more powers, but we would take damage to try and heal damage. Blessing of the Forge, good. Infinite Blades, I mean, it's power. It's nice with 1,000 Cuts if we ever play it. It's nice with Envenom, but I don't think we need it. We take another calculated gamble. We already have 2 of them. But it is nice to make sure that we have the cards we need, but I think we just want straight card draw more than that. I think we're going to try and fight 4 elites here. Okay. Now we can just do... What can we just do? Giant Malaise is less useful because this does the giant attacks later. Lots of well-laid plans, and then we can hold a Catalyst, which is awesome. So we'll try and Catalyst for, I don't know, like however much poison we want, I suppose. So we'll hold on to Catalyst, and you know, I think we can defend. Oh, I should have played Malaise because it's free. And we have Chemical X. It's too late to go back. Let's just hold it. It's still worth doing. Alright, so that would apply more poison if we had Envenom. This just applies 7 poison. And that's kind of hard to argue with. Dodge and roll. Malaise. So it loses 3 strength, that's not nothing. Hold on to Catalyst and Deflect. Alright, this is a lot of dexterity. I'm into that. We could get 1,000 cuts. Let's do that. Neutralize. That gives us extra energy. We can footwork. Hold on to Catalyst and Deflect again. So 1 more turn before it starts doing big attacks. Alright, we finally got an Envenom. which I think is pretty important. So the two schools of thought for Catalyst are you double it early so you get an extra 20 poison per turn a lot of times, or you wait and you try and double a big number. Okay, Deflect is great here. Noxious Fumes is not nothing. We might Catalyst and then Calculated Gamble to get more block, because if we Calculated Gamble, our Catalyst is gone anyway. We do that for an extra couple poison, but I think we'd like to draw an extra chance at a block card. Cool. So we're fully blocked. We can just hold on to both of these, but playing this is good for next turn. So we'll hold on to both of these instead. So now we just need to block a few more turns, and with 9 dexterity, that's a lot easier. We gotta dodge and roll again. We'll play a dodge and roll, then we can hold on to a dash and a deflect. So then we're pretty good for another turn of blocking, and we just need to kill it at some point. Also, we can just do Cloaks and Daggers. And those do poison. Guess I could have done that. And that's more damage. Alright, Deflect and Backflip are good block cards. So now if we can play 2 more attacks and fully block, we're in good shape. We'd also deal a lot of damage, kill it this turn. Alright, and we could finish it off with Neutralize, but Glass Knife deserves a chance to shine. Neutralizes. It gets to be good in every run. Glass Knife is usually good when you take it, but it's sad this run. You get a Relic, and Skewer is decent with Chemical Axe, but Deflect Plus I think is just better. I would love some more backflips, I'll say that. We don't actually care that much about dealing physical damage, we're just trying to get a bunch of poison and block for a zillion. Alright, we can use our reflexes here. Play a bunch of powers. We could Phantasmal Killer, but I don't think that's better than other things like putting poison and dealing 24 and blocking next turn. So that's a good start to the fight. Alright, we can block for a decent amount, but youch, is that a big attack? I could look for weak, but I can block for 14, 19, 24, so then we're still taking some damage here. But then we can also apply poison, and taking 11 damage isn't as bad when your deck can heal a bunch. So I think we'll call that okay. Like, we're not going to die this fight, and we can heal up afterwards. Okay, make it weak. So we could do Footwork, Footwork, Poison Stab, or just Crippling Cloud. I think Footwork, Footwork, Poison Stab is more likely to help us block for more, but the weak next turn is also really good. I think we can get that. Well, it's only Malaise that does that now, isn't it? But we got a Neutralize too. And this blocks for 4 this turn by healing. Alright, yikes. I need card draw. My deck has some very good cards, but I do have to draw them. Alright, well, I guess we'll just make it weak this turn. Take another 15 is unfortunate. I could Cunning Potion to kill it this turn, which is 18 damage, and it stacks our Pin Nib, and it blocks 15. I think that's worth doing. Alright, Bouncing Flask is pretty good. Helps us stack poison quickly for our Catalyst. We have a lot of ways to stack poison slowly, but not a lot to just stack them all at once. I think we can afford an Elite here. Alright. So, I don't think we're doing 1,000 cuts this fight. Well-laid plans some block. We're definitely doing these. How many cards do we want to throw away and draw? Let's block first. So this would fully block, and then we got 2 energy to spend on other stuff. We could apply 7 poison right now, but I'd rather draw some powers. These are all pretty bad. We got better. Footwork and Bouncing Flask. Phantasmal Killer, I want to give it a chance, but next turn our enemy is not attacking. Or sorry, not attacking. It is attacking. Maybe. But it can't be harmed. It's intangible. It is not attackable. I'll send a quick text here. Alright, let's return to our activities. We can hold on to a Catalyst with well-laid plans. And we can Footwork Crippling Cloud. The question is, are we holding onto that Catalyst or the block? It could do a big attack next turn, but I believe in our deck's ability to draw block cards, even though I haven't looked at my deck. See? We got lucky. I mean, we still take 10, but that's fine. 20 more damage this turn I think is valuable. Because we're not going to kill it on its next intangible phase, so we got to kill it the one after that. Here's a bunch of healing. We can also do a really big Malaise. But I like healing in a medium-sized Malaise. Cool, we'll hold on to a dash. I guess there was no real point in doing that, because we could have just played the prepared next turn and held both of those, but it's okay. We can block 31 pretty easily. So we're not killing it this phase, and we're definitely killing it the other time, so we don't need to worry about dealing damage this turn. We are just trying to block. So dodge and roll is good. Backflip is good. The extra weak is good, but I'd rather fully block. With that in mind, let's get our pin nib stacked. I was thinking about playing no attacks for Art of War, but oh well. Alright, cool. Easy turn. Doesn't attack. So maybe we can draw an attack ourselves. Nope. Okay. And we win. We get to play 3 attacks. Pretty good. And they have Phantasmal Killer on them. Alright. Horn Cleat, Speed Potion, and I don't think we need these, but you know what? I'm going to take a brief recording break and be right back. And we're back. Okay. So we've taken Envenom to heal 2, but I think that's pretty underwhelming. Having 2 Envenoms is kind of like having, I don't know, 1 Venom plus a Snecko Skull, you might say? So, I think we're good here. We're going to continue to go to Elites, which means if we don't go to any more campfires, we don't get any more upgrades, we just have to recall there. Toxic Egg is great, but we need the key. Ink Bottle, that's good. Draw a bunch of cards. The shop would be good, but we'll go to 1 in Act 4. Okay. Seems like a good turn. We'll skip the 1000 Cuts. We'll well-laid plans, Noxious Fumes, and Bouncing Flask. We don't really want to hold any of these, so let's hold well-laid plans. And we can hold more things in the future. It's an infinite holding chain. Kind of a pyramid scheme. Not a pyramid scheme. Not a pyramid scheme? Horncleat doing a great job blocking for us. I'm fine just holding onto this adrenaline. Is Phantasmal Killer ever good? It could be good with flechettes, maybe. I'm willing to give it a chance at a dream. I'm gonna let Phantasmal Killer dream here. I would like to play Envenom Footwork. But I think we can still win even if we do this. Okay, so we'll take 5. We're gonna hold Adrenaline and Flechettes. Envenom would have been really good with this, but I felt like the footworks were important. Okay, this is a lot of skills. So that's 65 damage. That's not that incredible. Alright, that's less damage. If we had drawn a skill, it would have been more, but it go how it go. Okay, well, let's play them in the right order. So now that's 60 damage. I don't really know play all-out attack, because I want to hold these. I think I want to just Catalyst and hold on to 2 deflects. With 9 dexterity, these deflects are pretty good, and it is doing a big attack this turn. Cool. If we don't play Neutralize, we get an extra energy next turn, and I think that's good. We already have 7 weak on it, so Neutralize would just be a tiny bit of damage. Not super necessary. If we do that, we take 2. So we fully block, we get an energy back, we get a little more poison. We can play this because we're happy holding either 2 of those. Would have been nice to hold 2 dodge and rolls, but this might help us kill it 1 turn faster. You know what? I should have just played it safe and saved my Nunchaku energy. But life goes how it goes. Okay, I would like to do some healing here, but I can do that next turn if I just hold the powers. Oh no, I messed up my ink bottle. Oh, I'm just not paying attention enough to my things. But healing 4 is worth getting slightly worse numbers. So we heal 4. We play another card for ink bottle. I play another attack for ink bottle and pin nib. 4 and 7 are pretty decent numbers. They're better than like 0 and 1. I mean, they go up to 9. They each have 10 different values. But I mean, they go from 0 to 9. So 11 out of 18 is pretty good. Thorns is good against the heart. Fire potion and Prepared Plus is decent. I really like dodge and rolls. You already have a few, but it's hard to have too many with 3 footworks. And all this slow poison damage. Okay. Crippling Cloud seems good here. Then we get a Corpse Explosion, and that seems good here also. This fully blocks. That does that. And Then maybe we just do some of this. Get some poison on there. Now we're thinking about how many more cards do we have to play. I think this is still relevant. To give that -3 strength, it helps us avoid playing cards in the future. We've got free block this turn, so if we can play like 3 attacks and 1 non-attack, that would be incredible. So if we attack this twice, we take 12, but that just takes us down to 20 and we're fully blocked. Okay, so then that dies, and a lot happens. So if we can just play 1 more attack and nothing else, and have that die to poison, that would be awesome. Uh-oh. We don't have any well-laid plans, do we? Do we have 1 card that can finish it? Bouncing Flask or a poison card? But we have to block. Okay. We'll just try and get the ink bottle up to a bigger number. A little slower. We can go ahead and get the Nunchaku up to 9. And we'll just hold on to probably just Survivor, right? Well, this is healing. It would be nice to get some healing here. Okay, well, we could kill it this turn, but we could take 3 and heal for 2, and then ideally heal for some next turn and get our Pin Nib stacked. Sorry, not Pin Nib. Ink Bottle. We have Ink Bottle and Nunchaku. We don't have Pin Nib. I can never say the right one. So then Gus heals for 2. Cool. Get a few powers. Oh, it's not actually dead, is it? Whoops. Okay. Sorry, Nunchaku. But our ink bottle's looking good, and our health is looking good. I don't think we need any of these. Just taking them in. Corpse Explosion. I want Corpse Explosion. I don't have Corpse Explosion. Still don't have it. Still don't have it. This deals a little damage to us from those thorns, but we can kill this, so it doesn't matter. This is dead. Playing an Envenom heals, but I think we're going to be able to heal pretty well. So take 1 damage to do that. Let's just get these both on the brink of death. We can deal with this one in its own time. Especially with minus strength. We'll hold on to a healing card. It's going to be tough to win it with 2 more ink bottle plays. Or maybe not. Leave this at 4, leave this at 9. Or you could wait and try and play an attack next turn, but it would have to be dash, because that thing has thorns. Let's just save it and play a block card. We could also try and cycle through it again and get this higher, but that's tough. Alright, it is... If we play Crippling Cloud, it's dead. If we play one of these, we're fully healed. Do we want to cycle it around to a lower number for a little more healing? We'll call this good enough. If we decide, I don't know. I'm fine with it being at 9. Then again, it's not like we super need it on turn 1. But it's not like we super need 2 health either. Dodge and roll plus. Acrobatics, both really good. The card draw is super important, I think. And we did take another dodge and roll. Even if the plus is better than the regular dodge and roll, we didn't see the dodge and roll plus at the time, and I don't think we need it now. Alright, we're not getting attacked very much. Noxious Fumes is probably going to be a good card this fight. 1,000 Cuts might not be bad. But then we get hit. But we can reduce that a good amount, and we can heal later. I want to retain the footwork. But maybe we just do this. Take it down a few strength, full block. This just deals damage. I'm okay with discarding stuff in our deck to deal 1 damage. I don't know if I should be, but I am. Rough turn. Thank goodness for Horncleat. We are up to 5 potions again, which is a real plus. So let's neutralize the biggest attacker. That's a start. Dodge and roll, and is Envenom going to do more than just a bunch of poison right now? I don't think so. So we'll take 8. That's pretty healable. We've got a Corpse Explosion, so that'll deal with the fight pretty thoroughly. Hold on to an Adrenaline. We're very close to just ending the fight here. But I want to heal some more before we do that. Okay. So if we do this, we're just trying to play a bunch of cards here. How many more powers we got coming up? 3? That's some good healing. So let's get this to a place where this will die next turn. So this goes to 19 poison, then next turn it definitely dies. Well, let's dodge and roll here. We could also calculate a gamble and just try to play powers now, and kill them when we feel like it. Let's just do this. So it's blocked, so it definitely dies at the end of the turn, but we can play a few powers first. Alright, we heal for 4. These are... We'd like to get the ink bottle up a little more. Alright, we end with a good amount of healing, good numbers on our numbers. Ooh, these are good options. Cloak and Dagger, I mean, I do like the shivs, but an Acrobatics is just a lot of draw, but I think a Cloak and Dagger plus with Envenom and 1,000 Cuts, hard to say no to. Alright, so good flechettes. 24 is not a zillion. They'd like to block here, so... let's do this. That's a skill. I thought we might buff flechettes if we drew a little more. So then if we flechettes, can we block? Yes. So 45 damage seems good. We don't need to fully block, but thanks to Nunchaku, we can if we want to. So we could take 3 to deal 24. Considering how easily we heal, I think that's worth doing. We'll hold on to backflip here. It's weird to want so much card draw when we only have 3 energy, but that's how it goes sometimes. Okay. Wow, I wish we had extra energy from Artivore, but we played some good attacks last turn. So... Alright, we got a Malaise, so that'll do some block. So this gets extra things. Ooh, do we want a Cloak and Dagger instead of a Survivor? I think we gotta play a Survivor here, right? Surely 9 health right now is worth more than extra later. Well, hold on, we blocked a bunch, so that might have been wrong. Alright, let's hold on to a Footwork. I wish we could have upgraded one of those well-laid plants, but sometimes it goes how it goes. Gain a bunch of dex, gain a bunch of dex, gain some poison every turn. Hold on to a Crippling Cloud? Envenom is healing. I think we're at the point of the game where we're trying to end this fight with 80 health. We're also doing pretty good since I didn't even consider using any of our potions, and I haven't really done the math on our numbers. Okay, so this is good blocking. Blockity, blockity, block. I think we want it to be weak next turn. We don't get our Art of War because of that, but I think the weak is worth it. Okay, we've played most of our powers, but we got a little more. We're already fully blocked. We got some good cards to draw. Let's just block next turn. Hold on to a calculated gamble. We'll work these up a little more. Try and play a lot of powers. We don't have a ton of powers, but we got a few. It's already going to die next turn. So it's just about blocking this turn and getting these up to good numbers. Alright, we got a Footwork. I'll play one more attack. And I think this is a good place to end the fight. We have like 2 more powers in the deck, but we're probably not going to draw them here. And I'm fine with not drawing them here. Keep our numbers good. Healing for 4 is nice, but bonuses at the start of a fight are good. Okay, Happy Flower, Energy Potion, and another Malaise with Chemical Axe. Ooh la la. I think another Energy Potion is better than a Fire Potion at this point. And we recall. So 43 card deck, pretty massive deck. We've just been taking every card we see. Alright, so playing a bunch of powers buffs that thing, buffs it a ton of strength. I think this could be a good upgrade potion. Because I think we want to play these powers anyway. Footwork. Dodge and roll. I think we want Energy Potion as well. If we play 2 Cloak and Daggers, we get 1 energy back from the Nunchaku. So that's good. I'd like to do a Crippling Cloud, but yeah, we could do all of these and the Noxious Fumes. I don't know if we want to do all of those. Let's get one of these low. So then we could do this. Well-laid plans and Crippling Cloud. Save the Noxious Fumes. Let's get a bunch of poison started on all enemies. Alright, so we used 2 potions, and I think our first turn became really, really good. Sorry, Phantasmal Killer. Pandora's Box, I tell ya. Giving us some wild cards that we just gotta deal with. Alright, we got a lot of powers in play. I think Noxious Fumes is good here, getting into the second phase of that. I think Well-Laid Plans is worth playing. And then we'll just block a zillion. No need to attack either of these, because we're just going to do them with Corpse Explosion. We are fully blocked. hold on to 4 cards every turn, so our card draw issues are pretty much a thing of the past. This thing is dead, anyway. And luckily we do get to Corpse Explosion. We could also do a really big Malaise, though. Corpse Explosion blocks 10. This thing is already weak. I mean, removing a zillion strength from it is good. We could also save the adrenaline for the second half of the fight. So this would cost it 5, and with Chemical X, 7 strength. It's pretty good. We could do this to cost it even more strength, but I think this is enough strength to cost it. And I like these. We can still Corpse Explosion a middle one for 50 damage on that. So we take 14. But this means we got rid of all of its bonus strength for now. We might want to save and play future powers after the split, because we are giving it a lot of strength, but we have an Adrenaline and a Malaise. So, whatever. You know what? Wrong order. But we're just gonna do this. This almost kills it. 7 poison. Not quite. We also just fully block. Give it a little more strength. I'm fine with that. Ta-da, we're blocked. We want to save the Catalyst for phase 2 of the fight. So let's just see if there's anything we'd rather hold on to. Okay, let's hold on to the Corpse Explosion. That's 50 damage. Bouncing Flask Catalyst is going to be good for the second phase, and Backflip is going to help us survive until the second phase. It's a little bold to hold 3 cards that we don't play until we kill this enemy, but I think we're in shape for it. Like, that's a lot of damage. But then we'd take 15. And we're holding a bunch of skills, so we don't need to do that. So this way we take 1, we can hold Bouncing Flask Catalyst, Backflip Flechettes. Dodge and Roll is really good too, but I think our block is going to be okay. We have a Backflip. Bunch of powers. Don't really want to give it a bunch of strength. We're going to hold on to Malaise, Bouncing Flask, Catalyst, so then it's a question of what's our other thing. I don't know if any of these powers are worth giving an extra strength. Still 24. And Venom does help us kill it faster, and so does Noxious Fumes. So we'll give it extra strength in exchange for a little bit faster kill. Hold on to a Reflex. So 3 of these cards, basically after we split it, we're just going to play those. Dodge and Roll is good to play before we split it. We can also just discard our whole hand and try again. But I don't think we need to do that. Let's draw 1 card. Poison Stab. I'm into it. It's just an energy that we will not use. Alright, it's dying to poison. Slowly but surely. That'll help. We do have all those Venoms going on. We want to play this on the turn that we kill it. So if we're not killing it this turn, we'll hold this. So next turn it dies, so we can just play Dodge and Roll and wait. We can play Phantasmal Killer for fun, I suppose. Holding on to a Deflect sounds nice. And having extra energy from Artivore sounds nice. Okay. So we get 16 block. It's attacking for 43, which is a lot. But we have a deflect, so we're mostly blocked. Maybe we hold the catalyst. Yeah, we'll keep holding the catalyst. So bouncing flask into Malaise. I'm totally okay taking 10 here. But losing 6 strength. Pretty worth it. Yeah, bouncing flask, catalyst, dodge and roll, dodge and roll. Now we should be able to fully block for the rest of the fight. We saved a few powers, so we can ideally heal now. That's a lot of damage. We take 1, but we're pretty close to a perfect fight here. We've already got some block for next turn. You know what, we'll just catalyst now. Dodge and roll, backflip, and now we're just trying to get these at good numbers and heal. This is an attack for that. Nah, attacks will be easy to come by. Cool. Alright, we're going to leave this fight with full health and with good numbers on both of our things. Play power. Maybe full health. I'm not sure if we have enough powers left. We actually might not. Yeah, we're out of powers. But we're going to heal for 75% of our mixing health, so we'll go from 74 up to 78, which is pretty good. Alright. Let's see if we can kill it with 4 more cards. Should be pretty easy. We just need to block. I mean, yeah. Okay. So we'll Cloak and Dagger. 1, 2, and now we're at 9 and 9, and it is dead. And we don't have to play any more cards. It heals for 10, but like, that's not enough, buddy. So, good boss fight. Time to move on to the campfire, the shop, and the Act 4 elites. So this will be our first campfire upgrade since like Act 2. What do we like? So, well-laid plans is good. Dodge, footwork is good. I think well-laid plans is actually more crucial. I mean, we had those upgrades last fight, and that helped so much. Okay, we got a lot of options here. Artifact Potion is okay. 2 attack upgrades I'm not interested in. Orichalcum, no. Twisted Funnel is okay. I mean, basically it just removes artifact charges against the Act 4 elites, which is a valuable thing to do. We already have Bag of Marbles to do that. Doppelganger with Chemical X is actually pretty sweet. Artifact prevents vulnerable from the heart, and I'm kind of into that. And Thorns does a lot of damage to the heart. Twisted Funnel might do more, but we can't afford both. But what if we just removed a... Sorry, Phantasmal Killer. What if we just removed... I won't say what it is, but what if we removed the worst card in our deck? I think that helps us. Does it help us more than 45 damage a turn against the heart? Probably not. That is a lot of damage against the heart. And not 45 damage every turn, but 45 damage when it does its big attacks. So the artifact charges go away. Okay, we're all set here. Wow, a lot of good choices here. I wish we had a well-laid plans. So if we did Malaise for a bunch, that would just negate the threat from this entirely. But if that does a big attack next turn, we'd be in trouble. So I think we want a footwork, crippling cloud. We could noxious fumes. We're gonna Malaise at the end for 0, because we have another Malaise, so just getting one Malaise on that for a good number will be great. I could see just Crippling Cloud here, but I think Noxious Fumes does nearly as much, and it lets us play a dodge and roll. So I do want to have block next turn. And let's take 3 strength off of that. So if this does a multi-attack, we're in pretty good shape. If this does a big attack... Okay, it's a multi-attack. We get Dex, we get Power, we get Block. I'd like an extra weak on this for next turn. This is going to be weak for a while. Just going to do attack here. And hey, that draws a card with our stuff that I wasn't super paying attention to. And we'll turn back around. Okay, so we're fully blocked. Corpse Explosion any day now would be awesome. I think we just need to draw block cards. And we got a Corpse Explosion. We'll retain it, probably. So if we turn around, this is only dealing 28. We're actually in pretty good shape here. Make sure it's weak next turn. We only need to play Corpse Explosion once. I really wish we could have bought another upgrade potion at the shop, because that last one did us so much good. Alright, so we're being attacked for 22. That thing buffed its own strength, but it's still pretty bad. So footwork plus to backflip. 1,000 cuts heals, and we're fully blocked. Envenom probably is better damage. We could also just do a Bouncing Flask. We have one more power in the deck. We could also just get our Corpse Explosion played. Hold on to an Envenom if we want to heal. I think that's reasonable. Well, Catalyst is the safest choice. I'm okay going to the heart fight at 78 health instead of 80. I wouldn't like going in at like 40 because we blocked too long. Okay, so we get an Adrenaline. So now we could end the fight immediately with a Catalyst there, but I think we're trying to get these stacked and we're trying to heal a little more. So this will cost it like all of its strength. So if we do it after one more, it'll lose 8 strength. So that seems good. So then we want to play a couple more cards. We'll hold on the Catalyst so that we can just end the fight at will. Ideally, we'll draw some powers. So the fight ends this turn. Okay, we don't get any powers. Again, I'm fine ending the fight at 78 instead of 80. So we get one more card to play here. This at 7, this at 9. That is pretty close to as good as it can possibly get. I think we're pretty set here. 14 extra max health against the heart is just going to be really nice. Piercing Will would be great, but we already have 2 Malaises and a Chemical X, so I think I need the card draw. Piercing Will is incredible against the multi-attack. Never saying it's not. I guess we can also think about stacking Happy Flower. We didn't really do that. So a giant Malaise here is not to be sneezed at. Energy Potion, make it really giant. Play the Footwork, because it's good. Play the Footwork, because it's good. Alright, we're going to do this. So it has -7 strength. So we don't have to worry about multi-attacks for a long time. And 6 Footwork will help us with the big attacks. 6 Dexterity, sorry. Now it's 9 Dexterity. We don't have any Retain available, so we'll just play everything. I think it's worth taking 1 extra damage to get the poison train started. And get our thing. And it does get our thing stacked up 1 more. I did not use the artifact potion to block the vulnerable like I was thinking about doing. That was my bad. But look at that, no damage. Draw me some cards. I want to play powers. 6 poison, or 7 poison, just getting that started, I think that seems good enough. But we don't have any well-laid plans. I want to play powers. Alright, well-laid plans draws us a card, too. I don't think there's any point to playing flechettes. Well, it stacks our stuff. I don't think it's that valuable to play, even with Envenom. So 6 Thorns, thanks to Bronze Scales and Thorns Potion, just dealt 90 damage, which is pretty cool. Play a dodge and roll first. And play one of these for 2 extra cards and energy next turn. Save these, because if it does the big attack, we need to actually block. Alright, 3 times 15. So it did the heart went into its second phase, so it gained an artifact and it removed the negative strength, but we can play a new Malaise here if we get a way to remove that artifact charge. So then we can get its strength really negative again. And that's good. We want to draw some cards. What do we have in here? Poison Stab, Bouncing Flask, Crippling Cloud, Catalyst. All of these do it. I think we're going to Malaise this turn. Alright, we can Bouncing Flask. That also gets some good poison started. And now we can Malaise for -8 strength. So it'll go down to -6. And that's good. Hold on to a Calculated Gamble and a Cloak and Dagger? Yeah. And it takes another 90 damage. Cool. Even these big attacks are a lot less big with -6 strength. Cloak and Dagger. Gets us some extra stuff. We drew the Void, but we get extra energy back from these. Do another one of these. Do a well-laid plants. You know what, maybe I should have played my attacks first to take damage, because then this heals. But it's okay. I'm fine taking a couple damage just to play all this stuff and give it all that poison. We retain 3. We take 6. Alright. We want to hold the deflect, so we'll just take some damage to play cards here. Get rid of a slime. Alright. We like the Catalyst. So now we're probably just going to play the Catalyst and block as much as we can. Flechettes does a lot. Let's deflect. Flechettes. Get a good Cloak and Dagger. Then we'll add a little more poison. I think it's important to double it this turn. Playing that does not help us. Crippling Cloud is no longer necessary. So we win. I mean, that's attacking for a bunch, don't get me wrong. But there's nothing you can do about what's happening to it. Especially if we do that, and we do that, so we block a little more. What do you know? Okay. Good fight, good run. Can't believe I threw away the last run like that, but I know some of you will be delighted to see me lose. So, I'm gonna call that good enough. Goodbye, Heart. Hello, Ascension 7. Ascension 6, by the way, made it so that we start with some damage at the beginning of each run, so Act 1 is a little harder. Yeah. Give me that score. Oh, we had a lot of money. 1771. Alright, thanks for watching. That's the run. Bye.